All right, this video is going to cover domain and range. First thing you need to know is the domain is a set of all possible x values for a function, and the range is a set of all possible y values. So when you say domain, you need to be looking at the x-axis, these numbers right here. And when you say range, you need to be looking at the y-axis, so these numbers right here. Okay, also, a thing that I would really stress with domain and range, domain is how far left and how far right something goes. Range is how low and how high something goes. So just keep that in mind as we kind of move through these problems. Okay, they wanted an inequality and interval notation. I'm not going to do that because if you watched my video already for 1.1a, you know how to write it both ways. I'm going to write everything in interval notation. So let's look at this first problem here. Domain, I said how far left, how far right it goes. Well, these arrows mean it's going to continue going like this and like this forever. So when you say how far left does it go, it does not stop at -8. It keeps going past that. So it goes left forever. And when it goes left forever, it goes to -infinity. So similarly, when it goes right forever, it goes to +infinity. So that's going to be my domain on this problem. How far left it goes is -infinity, and how far right it goes is +infinity. Now, range is a little bit different. Range is how low it goes, how high it goes. So you really want to identify like the lowest point first. That's at -8, and it hits -8, so it's included in that. So I'm going to use a bracket when I write this range, -8, so here. And how high it goes, well, it does not stop at 6. That's not correct. It goes up forever, so when it goes up forever, it goes up to +infinity on your y. So +infinity, and then I use a parentheses there because anytime you have a -infinity or a +infinity, when you're writing domain and range, it's going to be a parentheses. You only use a bracket if it was like this when it actually hits that number. Okay, next one. Start with domain, how far left it goes. This is how far left it goes. -4, and it's an open circle, so I'm going to use a parentheses. Then how far right it goes, well, this arrow means it continues like this forever, so when it goes right forever, it goes to +infinity. And then the range is how low it goes, how high it goes. Remember, when you answer range, you only care about these numbers right here. If you start looking at these x values when you answer range, you lose. So the lowest that it goes, if it goes down forever because of this arrow, oh boy. When it goes, just cooperate, please. Okay. When it goes down forever, it goes down to -infinity. So that's how I would start my range here, -infinity. And then how high it goes, well, this is the highest that it goes right here, -2. And it's an open circle there, so I'm going to use a parentheses. Okay, the next one has two arrows, both of them going left, like so. So in terms of the domain, how far left it goes, how far right it goes, the furthest left that it goes left forever to -infinity. Then how far right it goes, this would be the furthest right that it goes, 4. And it looks like it actually hits 4, so I'm going to use a bracket there. All right, now the range of this one, well, this arrow says it goes down forever to -infinity, and this arrow says it goes up forever to +infinity. So the range is all reals here. It's -infinity to +infinity. By the way, I see some people put +infinity first here and then -infinity there. That's incorrect. Please don't do that. It always goes -infinity on the left. All right, this next one, domain, how far left it goes, how far right it goes. So -4 is how far left it goes, and it has a closed circle, so that's a bracket. How far right it goes would be 2, and it's an open circle, so I use parentheses there. And then the range of this, how low it goes, well, this would be how low it goes, and how high it goes, well, this would be how high it goes. So the lowest it goes is 2, and it has a parentheses because it's an open circle, and the highest it goes would be 6, and it's a closed circle, so I use a bracket. Next one, how far left it goes, how far right it goes. So how far left it goes would be -5, and it's an open circle. How far right it goes would be +5, and it's another open circle. So I use parentheses on both of those. And if I go too fast, please feel free to pause the video, work it out, and then press play. And sorry, I'm going fast. All right, the range, how low it goes is here. And how high it goes is here. Okay, this is where I see a lot of kids get in trouble because they don't think 0 can be an answer. You're looking at these values when you answer range. Okay, now the range of this thing, how low it goes, how high it goes. How low it goes would be here, which is at a y value. Remember, when you answer range, you're answering with y values. So like I don't put -5, I put 0. This is 0 on the y value. So it hits, or it does not hit 0 because these circles are open. So hypothetically, if one had been open and one had been closed like this, it would have hit 0 and I could use a bracket. But since they're both open, I'm going to be using a parentheses. 0 is the lowest it goes. The highest it goes would be 5 up here. And it looks like it actually hits 5, so I'm going to use a bracket there. All right, and then this last one, the domain, how far left it goes would be here. How far right it goes would be here. So the furthest left it goes looks like -3, and it looks like it hits it. And then the furthest right it goes would be 4, and it looks like it hits it as well. So both of those are going to be brackets. Now the range of this, it has arrows on the bottom and on the top, so it's going to go down forever to -infinity and up forever to +infinity. So the range of this is all real numbers. So parentheses -infinity, +infinity. And that is 1.1b, domain and range.